So here we are, folks, in the bowels of the Union Hall building with John Van Dyke, General Manager of Missoula Community Radio. They're about to celebrate 1 year of being on the air as a community radio station in this edition of Out and About.
We wanted to create an independent voice in the community that's not connected to, it's not commercial radio.
Yeah.
To create a platform for folks who don't necessarily have access to the airwaves, where they can share their message with our community, and that way we're creating community. We're on Main Street as opposed to anywhere on the university, so we're kind of accessible in that way. So we're trying to make it accessible to as many different groups, people in the community, organizations that are trying to create community as well. David Max applied for the low power FM construction permit from the FCC. They release permits like that every several years,
right?
And usually they don't do them for communities as large as Missoula. Usually it's for much more rural areas, but there was a window for communities that are a little bit larger. And that was several years ago. And Zalda Petrie, our board president, found out that he had applied for the construction permit. And they realized they needed to develop a board. A few years ago, we brought together the people that we needed to put all the pieces together and find all the transmitter, the antenna parts, do the fundraising to pay for some of the pieces that couldn't be donated. And then putting the pieces together, like literally, like a giant jigsaw puzzle that runs the length of the height of the building anyway. So
right.
And then the recruiting volunteers who want to put their message out there, share their music, share their passions, and that's where we're at now.
You know, it must be the formal name of the building. Temple in Missoula County is listed on the National Register of Historic Places, effective April the 30th, 1990.
Mick Harsel, stick around to tell you a little bit more about it. Mick does a show with us every weekday around noon. It's called Union Yes.
Okay.
He's retired but still very much affiliated with the Union Hall. He talks about union issues, things that are happening in the news or around us that impact working families, and the benefits of unions as well. And he talks a lot about the history of the building as well. So and it's always a little bit of a history lesson every afternoon.
Okay, we've just heard Joy Harjo from her letters from the end of the 20th century CD with Creation Story. Tom Waits doing Jersey Girl from his used songs 1973 to 1980.
So what are you trying to do here? Just like add a song?
No, what I'm doing here is adding vocals, and I'm not a very good computer-oriented person. I can look sports up and send emails. But
Doing his Christmas show in advance.
I'm doing his Christmas show because I'm gonna be gone. Usually we're live.
Yeah. Oh, so here you'll be like, well, that was from that set. You heard this.
Right, exactly. And that's what I'm doing right here.
And John, is that one of the things you would offer volunteers? If volunteers wanted to come check out Missoula Community Radio, you would be here to give them a helping hand with technical aspects of doing their show.
Ideally, I would be able to do a lot of that. And we have people who have prior radio experience or audio editing experience, fundraising experience. We've got just a crazy wide variety of people who are involved with the station. But yeah, one of the key responsibilities I have is helping people to produce a quality show that's unique in the community.
Wow, so these are the studios.
Yeah.
And is this the program going on right now?
Yeah.
Yeah, I do mostly music shows. My political lean is that I provide soma for the working man and try to speak as little as possible and play as much good music as possible.
Excellent. And your show is on every Tuesday afternoon?
Tuesdays 2 to 4, Bluebird Days, Blackout Nights.
That's the name of it.
That's the name of the show.
Excellent. So what would you say, like somebody's watching this on MCAT, which is also kind of an independent media thing, and they're like, I wonder if I should have a radio show. I mean, how hard was it for you to get involved?
I mean, I've been in radio for a long time. This is my third radio station that I've worked at now.
Yeah.
So in terms of difficulty, it's just one of those things, like it's a genre. So if you know radio and you know DJing and programming, then it's pretty easy to jump into. It kind of depends on what kind of thing you're trying to do at KFGM, because there's people that put a lot of forethought and programming into their show.
Yeah.
And so it's varying degrees, I suppose.
Yeah.
Difficulty.
Because some people that could play music, or you were also talking about searching out people that would have meaningful dialogue shows about union issues in Missoula, labor and wages, cost of housing, and this kind of tough discussion of, are the rich in Missoula getting richer and the poor in Missoula getting poorer, you know, what's going on, these kinds of things?
There's a great mixture, sometimes even within the same program. Saturday morning, Missoula Community Yoga Show. It's yoga on the radio, and we'll have someone playing a harmonium, talking about their travels to India, learning yoga, or
Conspiranoia Maximus.
Or Conspiranoia Maximus.
Yeah.
And it's keeps you on your toes.
So people wanting to do this, it's sort of like MCAT, right? Where we'd say, well, just get a hold of us. You guys have a website, right? People can contact you, say, hey, I'm really interested. What's the process? Do you have like a training day, a tour day, that kind of thing?
It's still kind of irregular right now, but I'm planning on doing a new training day in January.
And we have
mid to
DJ
late January,
applications outside the
Yeah.
door all
Right.
the time. People are welcome to come down, fill out an application, drop it in our mailbox.
Right. And that's, I mean, for people at home, it's right on East Main Street, across from the library, and next to the Union Club Bar. I don't know the street address.
208 East Main.
208 East Main. You can't miss it, across from the Executive Motor Inn. This is one of the ballrooms of the Union Club building. So you guys could use this space if you wanted a concert or a community meeting for the radio?
I don't know if you've heard of Camp Days or Basement
Sure.
Fund. They've asked us to help host some events up here as well. So we've had some great shows this past summer and fall. So we had some great local bands, and Screaming Females play here. Omni was another band that came through.
It's a really wonderful space. It has so much history and character, and it has a stage.
There's a theater as well, if you want to come through
Yeah,
this
let's
way.
take a look at that other.
So my show comes up at 4 o'clock, and that's
geez.
kind of down the angle that I talk a lot more. I basically just find the best news stories in Missoula Current, Missoulian, the Indy, and the Kaiman, and share them on the air. So here's the weekly roundup of what you may have missed at City Hall.
That's great.
So, and some cultural things, conservation, easement stories, a broad swath of stuff really. But
Yeah.
it's a community station, which means we're sharing community, we're building community with members of the community, organizations who help to make this a great place to live. So we really want to invite people who are holding special events, raising awareness about community issues to come in and let us know what kind of work they're doing, what kind of events they're holding, and we want people who feel that a perspective has been missed in the media to let us know, and if they want to help out with producing something that's related to that, then we're striving to be able to provide the tools and help people do a show like that.